Hello, welcome to Triggered Care. I'm Alex. Today I'm going to be going over the BITE model, and that was developed by a man named Stephen Hassan. He was a survivor of a cult, and so he developed this model to show how cults mind control people. And it's just a list of things that I thought might be handy because I often talk about how it's almost like a cultish mindset that we come out of if we grew up in an abusive home. And there's a lot of similarities, along with on the support group, there's been some new members who have joined us who survived religious cults. And so hopefully this is helpful for them too. So let's get into it. Bite is the word that every letter stands for a different word. I can't recall what those are called right now. But B is for behavior control. I is for information control. T is for thought control. And E is for emotional control. So we're just going to go through each one and put the signs or signals that that's happening for each one. So under behavior control, what Hassan has put for those sorts of things is if the organization or whatever promotes dependence and obedience, if they modify behavior with rewards and punishment, if they dictate where and with whom you live, if they restrict or control sexuality, control clothing and hairstyle, regulate and how much you eat, deprive you of 7 to 9 hours of sleep, exploit you financially, restrict leisure time and activities, and require you to seek permission for major decisions. Next, we'll go into information control. Deliberately withhold and distort information. Forbid you from speaking with ex-members. Discourage access to non-cult sources of information. Divide information into insider versus outsider doctrine. Generate and use propaganda extensively. Use information gathered in confession sessions against you. Gaslight to make you doubt your own memory. Require you to report thoughts, feelings, and activities to superiors. Encourage you to spy and report on others' misconduct. All right, turning the page now. We're getting into thought control stuff. Instill black versus white, us versus them, or good versus evil thinking. Change your identity, possibly even your name. Use loaded language and cliches to stop complex thought. Induce hypnotic or trance states to indoctrinate. Teach thought-stopping techniques to prevent critical thought. Allow only positive thoughts. Use excessive meditation, singing, prayer, or chanting to block thoughts. And reject rational analysis, critical thinking, and doubt. Emotional control. That's when they instill irrational fears, phobias, of questioning or leaving the group. Label some emotions as evil, worldly, sinful, or wrong. Teach emotion stopping techniques to prevent anger, homesickness. Promote feelings of guilt, shame, and unworthiness. Shower you with praise and attention, aka love bombing. Threaten your friends and family. Shun you if you disobey or disbelieve. And then teach that there is no happiness or peace outside the group. So I've been listening a lot to a YouTuber called Telltale lately. He's an ex-Jehovah's Witness who talks a lot about his experiences and also does advocacy work with de-brainwashing people and getting them out of religious cults or any cult. But a lot of the cults around here are religious cults. And I've actually found it kind of therapeutic listening to him because I was not raised in a religious cult at all. But there's definitely a similarity of being under someone or something's control and having very little say in how much it affects your family and how it affects you emotionally. He kind of describes it as like their strict rules kind of made his personality a more quiet one, a more meek one. And I feel like I kind of was affected the same way just by my mother, to be more quiet and to keep things to myself that you disagree with. Like the amount of repression that you learn in those environments is, I mean, it's very interesting and it's different. I can't say that I have experience of being in a religious cult. I do have a family member who was trying to get into the Jehovah's Witnesses, and so I went along with them to where are their halls called? The Kingdom Hall. That's what they're called. I did go with him to the Kingdom Hall before, and I've went to services with the Kingdom Hall, and after hearing Telltale's story about growing up in the Kingdom Hall and how much it affected him and how messed up everything is with the organization and how they do things, you know, it was surprising, but I'm glad that I learned about it, and I'm glad that he puts his stuff out there and his experience out there for people to listen to, because it's very interesting, and it's helping a lot of survivors of mind control issues. So yeah, that's the list and the bullet points for all of the bite model. And for me, reading through it, certain bullet points kind of trigger memories for me, which is interesting, like us versus them or good versus evil. You know, my mom was really religious. We weren't a part of a religious cult, but she definitely used religion to control in that way and to judge in that way. You know, reject rational analysis. Very much, if you try to reason with the toxic parents, they don't take kindly to that very much, and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll probably make another video just kind of putting examples to all of the bullet points, but I'm not going to do it all at once because that would take a very, very long time. I figured this was just a good introduction video to what the bite model is and how it would fit in. I very much recommend you go over to Telltale's YouTube and check out some of his videos if this sort of stuff interests you, or if you're a survivor of a religious cult. That's not really my specific studying thing. That's not my specific topic that I'm going to stick on forever, but it is interesting. And I do think it's worth a little bit of delving into. But if you really want to delve into it, check out Telltale's channel. I'll have that link down below. And yeah, I hope everybody's doing good. All the other links are down below for the Discord, the email, the Facebook, all that good stuff. And have a good one.